Hello, good morning, everybody. I hope you are having a good morning. So, we are beginning on Monday. This is Monday, 14th of October. We'll look at our charts from the weekly, then we'll move to daily, and then we'll move to Forex before we move even to a lesser time frame. So, on this chart, I'll start off with Euro USD, the one we are seeing. On the weekly chart, we actually experienced some sell from last week, but somehow the price keeps continuing to the upper side. So this does not mean that we are sellers. I'm not turning into sellers just yet. We are not looking for a sell now. We are not looking for a buy. Just because the prices continue to the upper side does not mean that I'm looking for a buy. This is still a sell. Just look at the monthly where I'm insisting you have a sell. We had a bearish pin bar here. This pin bar means that the price should proceed to the lower side. We also had this bearish pin bar there, and then if you draw a line here, you see that the price has not actually been able to hit this support. So we still expect price to come back up to it. Price must hit this level before it can reverse to the upper side. Whatever we are seeing now could just be a very good retracement, and if you get a good sell signal, sell it up to the first take profit, which is here 1.0801, and then the next take profit should be here. These are the only places. You either sell it up to this point, or you wait for price to break below so that you can sell it if it hits 1.0505, which is here. So on the weekly, this should be the correct place to sell from, which is this one. And then we also have this level here, and the price is below the place where we were saying you're supposed to sell from. So we want price to clearly ascend back up to this point. Let price attempt coming back towards this zone here. If price comes back to this zone, then that will give us the correct place to look for a sell from. So although there's a move to the upper side, I don't recommend someone looking for a buy. We hold on to the previous sell perspective. We are still holding on to that sell. We want price to get back to that level. If you have not sold it already, hold on up to the zone which I've mentioned. Hold on up to somewhere between this zone here. Then we'll look for a sell from that point up to this support. So I hope that makes sense, that on the weekly we are looking for a sell, but only if price comes back to that zone. On the daily we have the same zone. This is still the correct place you should be looking for a sell from, this one. A support, previously a support, we had a break, a retracement, then this was a sell. If price comes back to this zone there, that will give us the correct place to sell from. So something like this, a move up and then a bounce from that point, so that we can pick a sell up to this point, which is here. So I hope this makes some sense, that although the price is moving to the upper side, we are actually waiting for a sell from around 1.1077, which is here. On the first things are a bit different. So if you are looking at this level here, the zone which I've colored, I'm not going to delete it. We still expect price to come back up to it, but then the price may retrace back up to this zone here before we can see this move maturing, the move we expect to the upper side. So we had a resistance, there's a break, there's a retracement, it continued up, it came back, it's coming back now. So if price hits this zone but does not clearly descend below, then this will give us the correct place to buy from. And if you buy it there, have your take profit around this point here. So I'm going to color this one also, so that we are able to know that this is another sell place, another place to buy from there. If price retraces back to this point, that will give us the correct place to buy up to this level here. So we'll move forward to our next chart. I'm not going to look at this chart from a lesser time frame. Forex looks much better. We move to the next symbol, GBP USD. GBP USD, this is how it looks. On the weekly, we actually had a very big move to the upper side, but there's a level here where price must first of all break beyond before you confirm that you're continuing to the upper side. So if you took the buy based on this candle when price is moving up, you're supposed to hold only up to this level here. This chart, we only have this level. These are the places to look for, there and the one at the very top. If price approaches any of these lines, then that should give us the correct place to sell from. So if price continue to the upper side, then the place we are looking at it from is 1.2729, which is here. If it breaks above, the next best place is 1.3307. If it breaks above, the next place is 1.4184, which is here. So something like this, if price clearly ascends above 1.2729, we'll wait for a retracement, then we'll pick that buy towards this point. That's the next level. This is what I'm saying, so that we wait and buy there. But if price does not go above 1.2729, then we'll look for a sell from the same point up to this support, which is here. So I want to look at the same chart from a lesser time frame, daily. Daily, we have a support here. This is a resistance where we had a break, which means if price retraces back to this point, that should give us a very good place to buy from. So basically, we expect a sell on the weekly, but then we are likely to see a move to the upper side up to this resistance here. So simply wait for retracement up to 1.2521, then you pick that buy from there up to 1.2752, which is here. So far, we are forming higher lows. This is the lowest low. It continued up, it came back, a higher low. Then we expect it to form another higher low as we proceed to the upper side. On the Forex, this zone should be here, there, a resistance, there's a false break, a resistance, there's a break. So price needs to come back towards this zone there. Then we should pick a buy from that point, expecting price to proceed even higher. This is what we expect to happen, a retracement. Then we pick a buy up to the next level. So we'll move forward, move to USDJPY. And before I look at this, this is a very good chart. There's supposed to be a very good trade on this one. We have price around a very good resistance, which is here. Just look at how perfect this was. Price has been held around here, there. We had a false break, a resistance. Then for the second time, the price has gone below this zone. Somehow we are still below it. So this should give us the correct place to sell from. 108.60. That is the correct place to look for a sell from. If you are looking at this chart as we are speaking, you better be looking for sell positions. So the price may continue to the upper side, all right, but then it should not break above the closest resistance, which is this one, 108.60. We have a level at the top here, we have another level there, and then we have the very last one at the top. Then on the lower side we have this here, and then we also have the last one. So if price does go beyond 108.60, that is, if it does something like this, if it goes above, simply wait for retracement, then continue buying it up to the very top, which is there. So this is what we expect ultimately. If price continues above 108.60, then we should expect it to proceed up to 114.12. If it bounces off from 108.60, then we will expect a sell up to this point, which is there. This should be the correct place to sell from. So we'll move forward. We'll move forward to the next lower or lesser time frame. We are looking at the daily. We actually have a zone here. This should be the correct place where price may come back up to. So this may look like it's big, but I'm drawing it based on the fact that the price actually opened with this big candle here, went as low as this point before retracing, and it only came back up to this point. So I'm marking this zone and also the last one from the past. this should be the correct place to sell from. If you are looking at this chart, you better be looking for a sell from within this zone here. If price breaks above that zone, then we should expect it to continue even higher, but as it is now, this is still a sell. I hope this makes some good sense, that as the price is now, this is still a good sell, but if it does break above, then that will confirm that we continue the upside. So it will need a very big candle, one big candle opening below and closing above. That's the only time we'll say that this level has been broken, and that will only mean one thing, that we are continuing up to 114.12. So we'll move forward to the next symbol, SP500. SP500 so far, we are looking at a possible sell. Just look at this. We have a resistance. We are somehow approaching this level. So if price does something like this, that is, if price ascends above this level, then we'll simply wait for retracement before we pick a buy. We expect that buy to push price even higher. That is, if price goes above. If price does not break above this trend line, then we look for a sell. We look for something like this, so that we can continue downwards up to this point here. So technically, we are waiting for either direction. If price goes above, we look for a buy. If it bounces off from the upper line, we look for a sell. So we'll move forward. We move to the next set, Brent oil. Brent oil bounced off from the support which we mentioned last few days ago. We had this very good level, and then it also had a line from the top, which is this. So as it is now, we actually expect a move up to this trend line. We expect price to proceed upwards up to that level, where if it breaks above, that is, if it continues up, we'll simply wait for retracement again. Then we'll pick that buy, expecting price to move up to this point and also up to the very top. So something like this may happen, that we may see price go above this level, retrace back, then continue up, which means we're supposed to buy it exactly as I've mentioned, as I'm drawing here. So you should look for a buy here, and you should also look for a buy if price goes above that level. But if this does not happen, that the price does not move up the way I've said, then we'll simply wait for a sell, a retracement, then we'll pick a sell up to the next level. So we'll have this here, and then we'll also have this, which is there. So you pick a sell, price bounces off, you'll pick a sell. If it continues down, you pick a sell, then we wait for retracement before we'll be able to sell it even further to the lower side. So this should be what we expect to happen. Ultimately, either the price should move actually to the upper side, or it should move to the lower side. This chart looks very, very good on this time frame, so I'm not going to look at it from a lesser time frame. Just know that if you see a buy signal, you better be buying it. But if price goes up to the trend line which I've mentioned at the very top, then that will give us the correct place to sell from. So we'll move forward. I'll love to add a line here, so we have a zone. We'll move forward to our next and last symbol, gold. This is how gold looks on the weekly. And gold, somehow, just look at this, we had a big move up, a retracement, a big move, there's a minor retracement, it continued up, and then there's a big retracement. So this means we are still upwards. This formation simply means that we are somehow still continuing to the upper side. And to confirm that, just look at this. This is a shape that marks a continuation sign. It means the price is possibly continuing upwards. Then we also had this was a shape. All of this indicates one thing, that we are somehow still proceeding to the upper side. Then we also had this here. So if you are looking at this chart now, you better be waiting for price to break above this trend line, retrace back, then you continue buying it even higher. Something like this, a break above, a retracement, then we'll continue buying it up to the very top, which is here. So if you are looking at this chart at the moment, you better be waiting for a buy after price has gone above this level, then expect that buy to push us up to this resistance, which is here. So thank you very much. That should bring us to the end of today's market overview. If you have any questions, just feel free to post them under the chat option here. I'll be able to respond to them as fast as I see them. If you have any questions, just feel free to post them under the chat, or if you need to ask me about any chart which I'm not indicated here, you can still ask me. Just post it under the chat. So see you. Bye.